So shit in the fridge. Do we call it shit in the fridge or we call it something else? I feel like shit in the fridge isn't exactly, I don't know, kid friendly. I feel like shit in the fridge isn't kid friendly, but is this for the kids? Did you censor me? Are you censoring me right now? The other day I went to the ice cream parlor and there's a little kid there and he was cussing at me. Why can't I cuss at them? You shouldn't cuss at children. All right, intro. Don't use that either. I'm gonna use whatever one I want because my name's David and I hate Christian. Blah, 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 blah. What's up guys, Chef Christian Gill. Today we're going to be making ramen, but not just any ramen, it's the struggly kind. Now, first up, first mostly, and second, third mostly, whatever ramen you like, that is the basis for this recipe. So if you like a packet of ramen, you like the cup of noodles, you like the ramen from the international section at your grocery store, you like the straight up chicken flavored ramen, the soy sauce flavored ramen, that is your discretion. It's your favorite type of ramen. We're gonna be using my favorite type of ramen, but like I said, it's whatever you wanna make it. Now, the key components to this dish, of course, instant pack of noodles. We're gonna have green onions, garlic, soy sauce, brown sugar, and of course, bacon, corn, mushrooms, the seasoning packets from the ramen, and egg. So that is what's going to be going in this delish bowl. We're not gonna use everything all at once, so I know it looks like a lot, but if you wanna make a bunch of food for, more than just yourself, because you like to struggle with other people, then grab a couple of packets of ramen and you can get down to business. First up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our eggs and we're going to soft boil them. So the first step of soft boiling your egg, make sure you drop your egg into a pot of cold water. That's right, we want a pot of cold water. Now some people like to do the simmering pot of water and drop room temperature eggs in. We're gonna take room temperature eggs in, drop them into a pot of cold water and get them up to a simmer. We don't want a hard boil. We want to literally simmer down for about 7 to 8 minutes. Now, next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to cut our bacon up. We're gonna take this center cut bacon we got from our local store, the Crozier, and we're going to slice it up into small pieces, almost like lardon sized pieces, and get it into a cold skillet. We're gonna crank that skillet up on high and start to cook that bacon, rendering those fats out. And over here in this next bowl, we are combining our soy sauce and our brown sugar. Now that is the only other seasoning packet that I'm using, at least on the board. After we're all done finishing this up, if you want your sambal, you want your sriracha, you want your hot sauce, you want more soy sauce, that's all up to you. We're gonna keep it nice and only sort of salty in this salty struggle. So that's what we've got on the board. Yeah, let's get this all bubbly now, just like that last bubbly bacon video of bubbliness. And as that bacon starts to render down and get a touch crispy, just pour a little bit of that soy sauce and that brown sugar mixture into your bacon skillet. Now that is 1/4 cup of soy sauce and 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar mixed together. Pull those eggs off the burner, drop them into an ice bath, really gently and let them sit in that ice bath for about 1 minute. We're gonna pull them out, start to peel off all of those wonderful shelly layers, and inside should be a nice, gently soft-boiled egg. Now, the shorter time that you actually soft-boil this egg, the runnier the yolk will be. So about 3 to 4 minutes soft-boiled, then dropped in that ice bath, you'll have a nice, creamy, silky egg center. Now, if you let that go for about 7 to 9 minutes, you're gonna get more of a hard-boiled egg without, all of that grain oxidation and overboiled hardness and the smell of sulfur. So soft-boil those eggs, ladies and gents. Next up, corn. So I like to just go ahead and tell y'all a little bit about myself. I like the canned corn. Now, for this struggling meal, you can do whatever you like. If you like fresh corn off the cob, go ahead, get you some fresh corn off the cob from your local store. I like fresh corn just as much as the next corny fella. But for this, we're going to be using just simple frozen corn. Remember, it's a struggle meal. So whatever corn you got in your house, that's what you use. Not cornflakes. Now, we just want that to thaw until it is completely room temp and just succulent as it was plucked off of the cob. We're gonna add that straight into our piping hot bowl of ramen at the end, as well as these mushrooms. All we're doing, wash your shrooms, yo. We're going to Struggleville, not I can't hear my ears breatheville. So just wash, then thinly slice these mushrooms, which is what we're gonna do now. Ha! I really like a lot of shrooms. I don't know about you out there. I'm gonna do 2 or 3 of these cremini, AKA baby Bella mushrooms. There it is. Set those aside for later. Of course, now we're gonna take out our green onion and slice those on the bias, get those all nice and pretty like. Those are for aromatics and color later on at the finish of this bowl. And now our garlic. The garlic can be done a couple different ways. We can thinly slice our garlic and add the garlic to the bacon, or you can take a garlic press if you have one and literally just punch it in and add it fresh to your bowl right at the end. Fresh pressed garlic, that's probably gonna lead to a struggle cuddle if you're trying to give your loved one a kiss after this, but to each their own. We're gonna take this whopping gourmet instant noodle and drop it into a pot of boiling water for about 4 to 5 minutes. That's 3 cups of boiling water, instant noodles in. Once we hit that 4-minute mark, 4 minutes for me is al dente, that's good enough. Plus, we're gonna leave it inside of that water. Once that water comes out, we're at our seasoning packet. I don't always use the whole thing. Sometimes I've already been eating 4 or 5 packets of ramen in one day, and I can feel my fingernails swelling. So I just use half sometimes. It's up to you at home. Remember, your meal, your struggle. So we're pouring our freshly al dente Asian noodles into our bowl. There it is. Oh man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it go. And then now it's time for the build. We've got our bacon. Then we've got our corn. Time for some of this shroom. I'm gonna go for sliced garlic. Half or whole. Hard boiled. And of course, green onion. There you have it. Ratchet ramen. Soy and brown sugar glazed bacon bits. Fresh corn, frozen fresh corn. Shrooms, green onion, garlic, egg. Done deal. You can struggle together. Remember, all of the ingredients that you have at home are fair game in this struggle pile. So, you don't have green onions, use fresh onion, caramelize those onions, dice fresh sliced red onion, whatever you want. If you don't want fresh garlic, maybe add some garlic powder to your stock as you're making those noodles. If you don't have fresh shrooms, don't use the other kind of shrooms. You don't have fresh corn or whole corn? Can of corn. Can of corn never hurt. Can of corn always makes everything better. Remember, struggle meal. This is just my take on a bowl of ramen that I've fancy-fied up to make me feel a lot better about being at home. So, struggle bowls up. Say it with me. Stay hungry.